Buying a side-by-side can be one of the most exciting experiences you ever have in your life. But that excitement can lead you into making one of the worst decisions you've ever made in your life that is going to cost you for years to come. No! Since I just bought my first side-by-side less than 60 days ago, I'm caught up on the process. And to help you find the machine that's perfect for you, I have a list of questions that you need to ask yourself. Oh yeah. What do you want to use your side-by-side for? Are you going to use it to mostly ride on the roads? Do you want to hit the trails? Are you going through mud holes? Or do you want to rock climb? The answer to those questions could change the machine that's right for you. What do you think about that? Hell yeah. When I got my CF Moto Z-Force 800 Trail, a lot of people were concerned. Hey man, that machine's only 50 inches wide. It could feel a little bit tippy on you, and you're a bigger dude. May not be the best for you, but here in West Virginia where I live, man, I take this thing down some trails that some of your bigger side-by-sides definitely are not going to go through. I hit those four-wheeler paths, man, that are super grown up, super tight, and this thing does perfect. It will climb anything, it will go up anything, and it will go through anything that I've tried to take it through. But for instance, if you're wanting to do rock climbing, something like a Kawasaki KRX may be better for you. You want to hit the roads? Maybe something like a Polaris RZR Pro R, something that has some speed that can get you up to highway speed. You want to hit some mud holes? Check out this video James Clayton posted in the Big Boy Riding Facebook community of him and his Can-Am and the swamps this guy will take his machine through with no problems whatsoever. Then again, his first machine was a CF Moto Z-Force 800 Trail as well, and he was taking that thing through those same mud holes without a problem. Still yet, each machine does have their pros and cons, so answer this question and that could change what side-by-side is best for you. Do you want a sporty machine, a utility machine, or a hybrid? Because not all machines are created equal and they all have different use cases. Personally, for me, I wanted a sportier machine. I thought they looked like they would be more fun, but also after sitting in some of them, I definitely fit better in the sportier machines, man. Those bucket seats are a lot more comfortable for a big boy frame. Fit test. Plenty of room, plenty of room, plenty of room, plenty of room. Didn't even hit my head. But you may need to get some work done, and that's where a utility machine is going to come in handy. Something like a Honda Pioneer or a Polaris Ranger, something like that. But you may need a solid mix, and a lot of people told me that there is no better machine than a Polaris General if you want to mix sporty with utility. And after sitting in one, I can tell you right now, those things are pretty nice. But that brings me to my next point. Do you fit? This is a big one. I'm 6'3", 270 pounds, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man, not every machine is accommodating to someone of my size. This CF Moto, people couldn't believe it because it's a smaller machine. I fit in it without any problems whatsoever and have an absolute ton of room. If you haven't seen my video on can 600 pounds fit in a Z-Force, you really should check that out. But it's more than just can you get your body into it. Another thing to think about is how is the pedal placement. I have long legs, man, so I needed pedals that are more slanted like a sporty machine rather than something like a Honda Pioneer. The pedals a little more flat and elevated off of the floorboard. I'm not trying to hold this big leg up for extended rides the whole time. Either way, you absolutely have to get yourself to the dealership and sit in every single machine. I don't care how big it looks on the inside. I don't care how nice it looks from the outside. Get in there, sit down, check out the pedal placement, and check out how you fit inside of the side-by-side. Because you may find out, man, yeah, it looks good, I squeezed in here, but oh man, after 5 minutes, I don't like the way my leg is laying on the gear shifter or something like that. You never know until you get in them. Have you driven the machine? You have to get inside and take it for a test drive. The dealership won't mind whatsoever, and if they do, then that is not the dealership for you, my friend, because all of these are going to ride completely different. Get in there, see what type of machine you like, see which ones you're interested in, and then ride them around, even if it's the parking lot. That way you know what it's going to be like when you take this home and you hit those trails. If your back starts killing you after 5 minutes or your leg starts cramping up, not the machine for you, my friend. Did I mention I'm shooting this video during a tornado warning? Who are you riding with? If you're riding solo, then hey man, the world is your oyster. You can pretty much get whatever machine you want after you've answered my other questions. If you're riding with a partner, well, maybe you need a 4-seater in case you're thinking about expanding your family. And if you have a family, then you definitely want to go with a bigger side-by-side, man. You want to get that 4-seater option. Kids absolutely love these. You are never going to escape the house without them. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. Before making this video, I asked the Big Boy Riding community on Facebook what some things everyone shopping for their first side-by-side should do/decide first. Some of the answers were really good, and a couple of them honestly surprised me. But the one that really stands out is from James Skiles. First thing is to go sit in one and see if you're comfortable in it. Next, you need to know what you plan on doing with it. Are you going to use it for work or strictly play or a mix? Do you have friends that ride, and what are they riding? If you get a familiar brand, they might be able to help you more when you have a problem. Also, do you have other machines? It's easier to keep things like oil and filters that work for both units. You don't have to worry about going to 2 different dealers or ordering 2 different weights of oil and different trans and differential fluid. If you'd like to be a part of future videos like this, there's a link down below to the Big Boy Riding Community Facebook group. You are absolutely more than welcome to come in there and hang out with us. Do you want a new side-by-side or do you want a used one? Now, this is a huge question on many different levels. People buy these things and you have no clue what their use case for it was. It's safe to assume if it's a sportier type machine, they bought it to have fun in, and you have no clue how they treated it before they went to the dealership and traded it in. Maybe they rolled it, maybe they flooded it, maybe they wrecked it and rebuilt it. You have absolutely no clue. But then again, going the used route can save you some serious money, because when you go to trade these in, they don't value your accessories and all that on trade-in value. And they're not going to charge you for that either once you get to the dealership. So you could save some serious money, maybe. Because if you go used, you are going to have a much higher interest rate. If you go new, you could possibly qualify for some of those promotional interest rates. So if you go out and get a used machine like this, we'll say it was 20 grand. It wasn't, it was half of that. But we'll say for the sake of this video, it was 20 grand, or you could get a new one for 22. So that's a savings of $2,000. But your interest rate on a new one, let's say, is 1.99% APR financing. On the used one, you could pay up to 10% interest. Now you could find yourself in some serious trouble, because you're actually going to pay more in interest charges rather than if you had just bought it brand new. A brand new machine, you know nobody sat in it, you know nobody's done anything crazy in it. You have no worries once you leave the dealership. Either way, this is a very important question that you have to ask yourself and know the answer to before you get in the dealership and they start trying to talk you into something, or something catches your eye and you're all about it. It could cost you or save you a ton of money based on the decision you make right here. What accessories do you want? Because like we talked about with a used machine, it may come with some of the accessories that you already want. A new machine is going to come base, typically, unless the dealer has already installed some accessories, which you are going to pay for. But if you get a new machine, you can have the dealership install those accessories, and then they will include those on your payment. That way you're not doling out a lump sum of money right off the bat. And I'm telling you now, man, these accessories add up super fast. You get into adding a roof, a windshield, a rear window, lift kit, clutch kit, all of that, man, you're up to $2 grand before you even know what happened. If you haven't seen my video on where I break down exactly how much I paid for this machine and how much the accessories cost on it, you should really go check that out right now. I think you're going to be very surprised. And this was the biggest mistake I made. When is the right time to get a side-by-side? A lot of people sit around, they overthink things, and then before you know it, years are gone. In my case, I'm chronically ill. I've been waiting on the doctors to figure out what's going on with me. They still haven't done it, but it resulted in me laying around on the couch, laying around on the bed. They don't want me outside. They want me to treat the world as if we're still in COVID land. And during that time, man, and a lot of time passed when I could have been out riding around in my side-by-side. Instead, I would go to dealerships here and there, praying to God I wouldn't get sick because of my compromised immune system, and I would just look and fantasize. And years passed without a machine in my driveway. Now I have one. I can do whatever I want in it. I can go through mud holes, go through trails, climb some rocks, and I can just have an absolute blast in it. And that is more beneficial than anything to me, man. I could sit in the house and try to be as healthy as I possibly could, or I could be out in Mother Nature, man, healing my soul. Which one do you want to do? Now, I'm not telling you to go out and get a side-by-side immediately. This wasn't meant to be a motivational or an inspirational speech where you're going to go out and just throw 20 grand away or 10 grand, 15 grand away just based off of this YouTube video. But I'm saying, sit around, think about your situation, and then ask yourself, when do I want to get one? Because if you're not sure on that, man, you could waste so much time where you could have been out in nature having an absolute blast. How are you getting this thing home? Do you have a truck? Do you have a trailer? Are you going to have it delivered? I don't own a trailer. Luckily for me, the dealership loaned me one to get it home, and I'm blessed living in West Virginia. I have a million trails within a mile radius of my home. But eventually, I'm going to have to get a trailer because I want to take this thing on some rides and some trails that aren't close to me and meet up with some of you lovely people. A lot of people don't think about this, but maintenance. If this thing breaks down and you need to get it to a mechanic or a dealership to have it repaired, how are you going to do that? You're going to need a trailer, especially if it doesn't run. Where are you going to keep it? Do you have a garage? Do you have a carport? Do you have a storage building? Are you going to park it in the driveway? Are you going to park it in the yard like me? If so, what are you going to do to protect it from the elements? What are you going to do to deter thieves? These are all questions you need to ask yourself because you got to be able to keep this thing safe in multiple ways. Here's another cost that a lot of people don't think about. Are you going to get insurance? A lot of finance companies, if you're getting a side-by-side on payments, require that you carry insurance. Now, I know some of them don't care, but either way, whether it's up to you or not, are you going to do it? Because if somebody comes and steals your machine, it catches on fire, you lose it down the river, whatever, at least you have a little bit of a safety net there. Then again, if you don't get insurance, you save a little bit of money up front. What are you going to do? Now, here's a question you're going to hate, and I don't mean to be a downer at all, but how much time do you actually have to ride? Do you go to school? Do you have a job? Do you have a family that you take care of? Do you have a wifey and kids and all of this and tons of responsibilities? If so, it may not be the best financial decision to go out and get a $50,000 Polaris RZR Pro R when it's only going to get ridden 3 days out of the year, man. But every single month, you're paying a $700 payment for it. You may be better off to go out, find yourself a cheaper machine, something that you're not going to feel so bad when that $150, $200 payment rolls through every month and you haven't been able to get out and ride. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I'm new to this journey as well, but I will do my best to help you out as much as I possibly can. And hey, while you're down there, why don't you go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. I don't care whether you have a dirt bike, side-by-side, four-wheeler, riding lawnmower, or none of the above. You are always welcome in my passenger seat. Now hit them trails and get on it, big boys.